Well, it seems like Freaky Friday turned in to Freaky Weekend, and so now it's September 3rd. Tuesday Tactics. um, it is 2:42 a.m. and I have been really intrigued by Notion. Um, and I love databases. Maybe a little bit too much. But anyway, I just wanted to the this one one journal, since it was a story, was pretty long in the gratitude app, so I just wanted to read it out loud. Jason Meckham and Jason's Deli, a story of two Jakes. So I did get my battery checked at AutoZone on Friday, August 30th. It was completely dead, and it had been dead for about a year. So this is just me rehashing what happened yesterday. That would be Thursday. I was so exhausted that I fell asleep with my head resting on my laptop trying to write out my nightly gratitude list. I put my laptop in its rolling case and knocked out. So today's August 31st reflection and leave no one behind is my own traveling the right direction, and that would be Saturday. I did read through it with awe once more and made some commentary in the audio with this post. However, the meditation on August 30th, accept life as it comes, I call one day at a time, ODAT Steampunk. Here I focus on turning wrenches in your sleep, also called the art of spiritual retirement, outlined by David Foster Wallace, author of Infinite Jest, at a commencement speech to a room full of liberal arts graduates. David's focus on what they have just been given through university was the groundwork on how to think. Now they're going to be swimming with the sharks. His number one suggestion: embrace the mundane. I thought I did that, but it took Carl to tell me that I had a dead battery in my truck. I didn't know I had a dead battery because it would start up every time I needed to go into town. One day I was going to meet Carl for a kiss and a Coke at Flying J, a 2-minute pit stop at most on his way to Lubbock. I get into my truck and my ignition wouldn't turn over. I've had my doors open while cleaning my truck out, and it drained a little bit of juice in my battery that I had to fire up my alternator. I had to wait for Carl to jump my battery after work. He was so tired, but he did arrive with cables. That's when he said, I think your battery is dead. I didn't want to accept that because the evidence I knew, I already took the blame for having my doors open. This was a result from last year when we had a series of lightning and hailstorms in Thai. My dad had come to Thai to give me a jump. Chances are I have been driving on a dead battery a year with a battery that had a defect from manufacturing. Equate this scenario with my character defects. Not knowing is 80% of the battle. Knowledge is power. You don't know what you don't know. It can be very daunting at times when somebody tells you that you have a defect in character that you never even deemed imaginable. I really don't have a concept of what Carl was trying to explain to me as a farm boy from Vernon, Texas. Absolutely. I did a meditation on Dead is Dead nights before. I have not been able to move forward because I didn't understand what he said to be true. I believed in an afterlife where I could connect with the dead through several movies like Ghost and Poltergeist, and recently The Crow 2024. We saw that Sunday. My dad faced a close death experience in April 2024, and the death of my dogs this summer has tweaked a nature of belief of paranoia that I am next if I stop for 1 minute. Yet, this is only a story of the book of Job, one of the oldest stories in the Bible. What do we worship? When do we worship God? During the glory or during calamity? When do we trust God most? I did get offended when someone called me out on something so obvious to him as having a dead battery. He was trying to communicate to me that my hidden beliefs of fantasy were manifesting in my life as falsehood. He describes himself, "What you see is what you get." I couldn't hear him. The first thing I feel is offended, then I get angry, then I run away. Typical blame shifting, right? It's like you don't know me defense. How can he speak in my life as much as I was doing with him? The parable of the plank in my eye looking at the speck on yours. The process of student becomes the master, right? That's not really a master. There's not really a master. Only an example to follow based on perspective. The student master relationship is important with a flow of knowledge between them. Each person is bold enough to call that other on his BS. I don't like to be called out, but man, do I love calling people out. The irony, right? It's a joy, but my directness ruins friendships and work relationships. Letting of letting go of what ifs. If I would have done this a different way, my life would be different. Basic logic. There's no guarantee of that, and that's accepting life as it comes. I love Mark Batterson, The Wild Goose Chase. Life is an adventure. I'm going to make mistakes all through it, right? Mistakes are good if I learned the lesson from the mistake. So there's really nothing I can do wrong as long as I learn the lesson. Then if I don't, I learn through the process of insanity, repeating the same mistake over and over and expecting different results. Most often, for me, self-study was important. Carl challenged me with the practicum being important. Back to school, Rodney, Dangerville, Detention, Breakfast Club. Those movies from the 80s really make sense today. John Hughes really makes sense. Well, he was older and trying to talk to my generation. High school is just boot camp, right? Matthew McConaughey. You get to do this over and over and over again. Getting any relationship right is a cry for humanness. So I don't take it so seriously when first collecting all the data. My job today as a writer is comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. A lot of times the comfortable is me. I'm thinking I'm disturbed, and in reality I'm like everybody else. That's being human. Sometimes I feel greater than most, other times I feel less than most. Acceptance Defined comes out of this August 30 meditation from John F., U.S. Air Force, 1985 1996. 1996. He says, sobriety means accepting life as it comes and being able to move forward in your day. So I continue on. This is the story of two Jakes, Jason Meckham from LinkedIn, and me eating at the salad bar at Jason's Deli, which I love to do. What I like to do is get the takeout container, but eat in. Madness. Maybe, maybe not. I eat a little bit of the salad bar there because if Walmart Automotive says my vehicle's ready, I'm leaving. My intent was waiting for my battery installation, not to eat my supper at 4 p.m. However, I wanted the salad to come with me if I'm distracted and needed to finish the meal at home. Why I took Jason Meckham with me in thought to that meal. One of his posts was on the art of delegation and an infographic with 15 areas that managers needed to concentrate on. My delay was the cause of women technicians only knowing parts of the process, being service writers. However, one young manager was willing to train his women service writers, his women service writers, um, on my warranty issue, hoping I was a woman of patience. Did he know that? Probably not, but I was lugging a clear bag of books and journals as a patient would to prepare for a wait at the doctor's office. He took the risk believing in my understanding as an experimenter because there would be a payoff for everyone at the end. I looked at Meckham's infographic and watched a young man raised on a farm delegate each task from Meckham's 15 boxes. It was so fun to watch, it was like playing bingo or Farmer Says. I said, wow, this is a mapping of a 15-hour work week at a first glance. However, the young man taught me he could do a 15-hour workday with the same principle and get 10 times more productivity. Genius. His encouragement when team members asked him for guidance. Absolutely. Wouldn't it be great if every day could be like I experienced yesterday? I liked it so much, I'm fine tuning the blocks I want to complete for this weekend. A national holiday of leisure for most, but for supply chain and retail, right? All I have to do is give 1 hour towards each of these 15 areas this whole weekend. I can already see when I'm focused. I added hours as needed based on whether I like the task or not. This has given me a roadmap where I like to spend most of my time and train and delegate for tasks I like least to keep my agenda intact and continue enjoying the writing process the rest of my senior years in spiritual retirement. I will gladly incorporate the 15 block roadmap with my 30-day self-care challenge as an experiment for September 2024, which I did yesterday on Labor Day holiday, September 2nd. I do not know. This experiment was already in process inside me. I just came across it while I was waiting at Walmart Automotive. Waiting 101, question mark. The great thing about waiting is all this minutia of knowledge inside my head and finally understanding Uma Thurman's intent on sharing her joke with John Travolta at the end of a 15-hour workday. And Carl saying to me, catch up, please. It's all about hot dogs and condiments. Hopefully, I'll be done by Sunday writing. And it took me all the way. it took me all the way until about an hour to get through my map. I just can't stop writing. So I hope everybody had a happy Labor Day weekend. Peace out. Yeah, the only advice I have after years of partying, check. Yeah, after the party, check if you still got your wallet for real.